Hey guys, it's Chantel here from Parenting ADHD. September is a crazy month. Activities are starting up in the midst of COVID, and everyone is deciding what school will look like for their children. If you're homeschooling or thinking of it, I have a series of videos on my website to help equip you with what you need to have a successful year with your ADHD child. The link is in the show notes below. And for all of us that are trying to handle the stress that this September brings, we're going to talk about peace today. Anxiety has been high in our house this week. It's been a hard one, fueled by fear. There are lots of unknowns on many fronts and new beginnings that are exciting, but there's fear about how those new things will look. How will COVID change things? I don't know how things feel where you are, but over here, it feels like there's a fear hovering over our city. It's almost tangible. Fear of the unknown, fear of change, fear of what fall and winter will look like. In my experience, ADHDers feel things bigger than others. My kids are able to sense things, the feeling in a room, and act or react to it. They don't even know they're doing it most of the time. We're working on that. They pick up fear like a bee picks up pollen, and it sticks to them, and they carry it around on their backs, and it influences their moods and their actions. It makes hard feelings and exciting feelings difficult to deal with. Did you know that peace and fear can't coexist? I bet it's been hard for you too. Parenting ADHD is hard on a regular day, on a day with structure in place and without a global pandemic. But here we are, with new structures developing, learning new ways to cope with all these changes. One way of learning to cope with these changes is to make a choice to replace fear with peace. Facing the fear and replacing it with peace is worth it for you and for your child with ADHD. Here's what fear does to your body. Fear turns on the fight or flight reaction mechanisms in the brain. Fear starts in the amygdala, which is a part of the brain that's about the size of an almond, and it's responsible for detecting and modulating emotions. This part of the brain is often already in overdrive with those who have ADHD. This leads to the big emotions that ADHDers experience. Fear is like gasoline on the campfire that is the amygdala. When the amygdala is activated by fear, your brain senses one goal, and that's staying alive. All control systems in the body are turned on towards this end. Blood flow decreases to the logical and thinking planning parts of the brain. Blood flow increases to your muscles, preparing you to run from danger. Heart rate increases, pumping blood to those muscles. You breathe faster so you can oxygenate those muscles. Your muscles tense up and you don't digest food well. All available resources are diverted towards that goal of fleeing the predator. Except most times, there's no predator in front of us. It's a predator in our minds. It's our worries. We need to be active in seeking out peace because fear leads to anxiety and affects our physical health. Having a brain that wants to keep us alive in response to predators, that's actually a good thing. Except when those predators are worries and deadlines instead of lions and car crashes. Anxiety is when the brain responds with all the actions needed to flee something dangerous, but that something isn't actually dangerous. Fear affects our physical health. It weakens our immune system, and it can cause damage to our heart and digestive system. Can give us ulcers and conditions such as irritable bowel syndrome. Prolonged fear also changes our brain. It can shrink the size of your temporal lobe. Dr. Amen, an MD who has classified ADHD into 7 different categories, actually has one of the subtypes that's called temporal lobe ADHD, type 4. This type of ADHD has the hallmark features of the ADHD brain, plus issues that are related to problems with the temporal lobe, such as issues with learning, with memory, with mood, aggression, temper outbursts, and sometimes even violence. Now, in short, if your ADHDer already experiences these kinds of symptoms, fear will make them worse. And if your ADHDer doesn't usually show these symptoms, prolonged fear could cause these symptoms to be part of your days. Fear also increases the size of the amygdala. Just like a muscle that gets bigger when it's used, so too does the amygdala get bigger the more that it's activated. And we're ready to trigger that whole body response to whatever it thinks might be needed for lion or worry. Fear also shrinks the size of the hippocampus, and that area of the brain is needed for long-term memory and is involved with creativity and imagination. You need to consciously promote peace because fear actually turns off our thinking brains and keeps us from learning. When your brain thinks there's a lion chasing you, all systems are focused on keeping you alive, not on doing long division, even if it's math class. There is less blood flow to the area of the brain that's needed to learn and to remember what you've learned. Your thinking and decision making, those abilities are affected in a negative way. Intense emotions and impulsive reactions occur. Sound familiar? Fear essentially can compound the symptoms of ADHD. Fear essentially makes a hard situation harder. So, what are we to do? How do you trade fear for peace? Well, you do this by first recognizing the fear and then making a conscious decision to bring habits into your day that will promote peace. My hope is that taking this little journey through what fear is doing to your body will help you to see how your body will react to the fear and what it's been doing for you and your child with ADHD. And now I have a daily habit that you can add into your days that will help you to promote peace, because I know that you need peace. Why? Because self-care for the parent of an ADHDer is essential. Your job is big and without end. From a place of peace, you can be the kind of parent that you want to be. By being more at peace yourself, you can then help your ADHDer to be at peace too. It's going to be okay. I don't know the details that you're looking at, but we will walk this fall together, one step at a time, and we're going to be okay. I promise. Today, I'm helping you to thrive in the midst of this crazy September, to thrive in the midst of big emotions from your ADHD child, to thrive as you press on to parent well amidst these challenges. I have a gift for you. It's a short meditation for you, the parent who needs rest, the parent who deals with so much. It's hard. Listen and breathe, and for a few minutes, rest and be nurtured. We will get through this together. One last thing. I'd like you to join our private Facebook group. We'd love to have you there. I do exclusive teachings each week that are only for the Facebook group. Tomorrow, I'm going to be teaching another powerful technique for bringing peace into your days. Don't miss it. It's a technique that we use almost daily in our house. Okay, so to find the 5-minute meditation that I've made just for you, I want you to check out the show notes below. I've put a link there to the meditation, and you can listen to it as many times as you want. Also in the show notes, you'll find a link to our Facebook group. So if you'd like to join us over there, just click on over and we just are delighted that, that you might join us. So lastly, if you liked this video and found it helpful, make sure you hit the like button. And if this resonated with you, be sure to share it with somebody you know who needs to hear it. And then be sure to subscribe to this channel because I post new videos to help you in your journey as a parent of a child with ADHD every Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.